Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, we're back. I'm trying to find the damn button that I need to push to be back. Bam! There we are. I'm back. And yes, you can see, if you look closely, there's been, I've corrected my wardrobe. We are done with that tie and shirt nonsense crap. Hey, I'm the old humble guy. I am your host for the evening. We are going to be doing our happy hour, or what is this, our third episode? Let me check the graphic. Is it the third episode? Am I recalling this properly? Yes, we are on the third episode of the Old Humble Happy Hour 2.0, and we are doing a very, there we go. Make sure my, it sounded like my microphone was on. We're doing a very special episode today. Our very special episode today, not like the 1980s sitcom very special episodes where they talk about molestation or bullying or whatever. We're not doing one of those very special episodes. We're doing a very special episode that is the Perfect Burrito. I talked about this on Twitter probably a year ago, and then I remembered, I promised them I would do a very special, like a live stream talking about the Perfect Burrito. And I'm, of course, not streaming right now to Twitter. They got to come over here to actually see the show. And we encourage everybody to come here to the show. In fact, we encourage people to subscribe to the show by clicking on the subscribe button down there in the bottom right-hand corner. Bottom left-hand corner. Look, it's even shaking. Bottom left-hand corner. My left-hand corner. I assume that's your left-hand corner too. May not be. Maybe your right-hand corner. I don't know. You be you. You do what you do. But we're going to talk about the Perfect Burrito. We got some Unhinged Chronicles that we're going to do. I hope we have Unhinged Chronicles that we're going to do today. And we are doing our Special Reserve Whiskey tonight because it is delicious. I should do an ASMR thing with the whiskey. Let's hang on. That's more than a shot. Let me find a cup. See if I got an extra cup laying around. I'll do that later. It'll be awesome. It is going to be awesome. Anyway, cheers to you guys and gals and friends of all ages, but only if you're over 21. We will have a cup to your health. How's that? I got some cool updates. Our Old Humble Roadshow is returning in October. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact, we hit the road. I will be back out at I'm not going to be at Katy tomorrow. I'm going to be at the Richmond Specs over in Galleria. Saturday, I'll be in Austin at the Highland Specs. The next week, I am downtown on the 7th and Porter on the 8th. And the 9th, I will be at 9th. I'm in Katy Mills. That's where I'm going on the 9th. Then the 14th, I'm in the Woodlands. On the 15th and 16th and 17th, I am camping because it's October and it's gorgeous out there. Holy crap. Then I'm back home in Atascocita, Westland, and Corpus Christi on the 23rd. And then we go out to Montgomery and finish the month at the Galleria store. So very exciting. You can find me on the road. You see me selling my whiskey. I will sign your bottle. You get a special signed bottle from the maker himself. The whiskey's worth what you pay for it. The signature is also worth what you pay for it. But it's kind of cool to have a signed bottle versus not a signed bottle. But even when I'm not there, the whiskey tastes delicious, and that's what's important. What else do we have to update? Nothing really. Let's get Lisa in the show. Lisa Linney, my legal advisor, Lisa Linney. Ta-da!
Hi.
Happy Thursday, Lisa. How are you?
I'm good.
You're good.
Good.
Yeah.
It's been a long Thursday.
It has been a long Thursday. You've been in and out of very serious appointments for your cats.
I have, one cat, yes.
Well, 1 or 2 or 6, it's like cats. They talk to each other. So if like one of them's sick, they're all sick. I think that's how it works. I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that's how it works. How's that sound? Is that right?
Okay.
Is that acceptable? It's going to be acceptable. By the way, it's the top of the ninth. The Astros are down. Oh, I'm going to do this in my baseball voice. Top of the ninth. The Astros lead 3-2 against the Tampa Bay Rays. The Astros win tonight confirms they will win the division and the AL West. And with a division win for the Astros in the AL West, we will then be able to announce our next Bling Bottle giveaway. Bottom of the ninth. Swing and a miss. That's a strike. Anyway. All right, so what's the outlook for your cat? Everything caught in time. The cat's going to be fine. Only cost him one life. He's got 8 more. Everything's cool.
Only cost her one life, and
2 tops, but everything's cool otherwise.
Yeah, let's not talk about what it cost me, but yeah, she's on antibiotics and pain medication and has a bladder infection, but.
Hey, goodness gracious.
So,
man, I don't remember where I saw this or when I saw this, but somebody posted an update that they had their rat's spleen removed and then it died. I was devastated for them and their rat that they had surgery to remove a rat's spleen.
That's what happened to Wally.
Your dog?
It.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, surgery to remove a dog spleen versus a rat spleen. I mean, dogs. I mean, what rats are like $5 to replace. I think. I made a joke a while back that you can bring a sick hamster into PetSmart and they'll give it medicine and fix it and make it all better, but it may have different colored fur when you pick it up.
It's true.
And it'll only cost you about $25, and then you get and then your new hamster's as good as new, and you bring home your new hamster and everything, or your fully repaired and medicated hamster, and then everything's fine. But hey, speaking of rodents, we have 2 new guinea pigs in the house.
Oh, that's right.
They are adorable little lumps of fur. They are both ladies. So they are our little lady lumps over there in the corner of the house. And it is wonderful to see my kids playing with the little lady lumps and my wife playing with the lady lumps when they let her touch them. They always let me touch them. I can always go over, open up the cage and play with the lady lumps. They try to run away, but they're not as smart as they think they are. And, I like to pick them both up and rub my beard on them. And they go, they love it. It's so cute. It's absolutely adorable when the little lady lumps get rubbed. And then they squeeze, just like little piggies. They're so cute. So cute. Adorable little lady lumps. Everybody should have a couple of handfuls of lady lumps to play with. Or boy lumps. I mean, guinea pigs can be boys too. They are equally adorable when they're boys. They're not very aggressive either. These particular lumps. They are lovely. Lovely lady lumps. So how's your week? Other than the vet visits, how's your week been?
It's been
the names of the lady lumps. I gotta share the names of the lady lumps. They are Daisy and Roxy and Daisy, and they are adorable and squeaky and cute.
Show all the people at home how adorable they are.
Oh, I can't. It would be inappropriate to just pop a couple of lady lumps out on the live stream here on YouTube. We'd get sanctioned on the Facebook for sure.
When has that stopped you before?
Moose Cow says she was in the ER, but everything's all right. Well, that's good to know. Precaution because of the pandemic. That's smart. McTubus is in the house. Cheers, brother. Who else is in the house? Twisted Art Lady. Sam is in the house. Cool. We will see her later. She is going to be one of our burrito experts joining us in the 9:30 segment.
Oh.
When we talk about the perfect burrito. So that's on the agenda for today. We've got, I hope we have Unhinged Chronicles. Yes? No? Maybe?
I'm sure I could come up with something, but it won't be in PowerPoint.
But you got like an hour. It's fine.
It's been quite a week.
we have the brand new game. It's a conspiracy. No, it's just nonsense. We have the perfect burrito segment. And of course, we have our opening chat that we get to do where I intentionally try to make you uncomfortable, where I talk about lady lumps. But to be completely fair and completely honest, I can throw out just about anything I want in this first 30 minutes just to see how uncomfortable I can make you. I'm fairly adept at that. That is one of my secret talents.
It's not a secret. Not a secret.
No, it is not a secret. I'm very, very good at that. So last week we had the River Revival. You missed it. And the Astros have won the Astros have won the division. They are the AL West champions. So that's cool. So yeah, last week we had the River Revival. Just a full-on stream of consciousness conversation here. I just say whatever the frick pops in my head. But I'm going to try and focus.
Okay.
River Revival.
Right.
Last week. That was a fairly eventful trip to even get to the damn River Revival last week.
Did you actually make it?
I did. I made it to the River Revival. Okay, so check it out, chat. This is what happened last week. Wednesday, I'm packing up, getting ready to go to the River Revival. I have the River Revival being a 4-day camping trip, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday, you pack up and go home. So it's a 3-night camping trip on the Guadalupe River. But it is also a music festival where they start playing music at about 6 o'clock on Thursday night, and they play until 1 o'clock 1 o'clock Thursday. They start at about noon on Friday and play until midnight. Then Saturday, they start at about noon and finish about 1 o'clock. And Sunday, they play about 3 hours in the morning, and then it's all done. Pack up. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. That sort of thing. Well, I guess you can technically stay there for a few more days, but there's no more music, so you might as well go home. Back to your job. So Wednesday, I'm putting the final touches on the stuff that I need to get. I have my list of things I need to get from the distillery. My lovely wife comes home at about 6 p.m. We walk around the corner to get the kids ready to go to what the hell were they going to get ready to go to? It was Wednesday, so they weren't getting ready to go to anything. She was just going to the bedroom to change because, work. She needs to get into her comfy clothes. Steps on the carpet and squish, like stepping in a damn swamp. And look up in the ceiling, little drips coming down from the ceiling. The walls are sagging like old lady thighs. It is just dreadful. And we popped a... let's see if I can find the pipe. We didn't blow a pipe exactly. We blew see if I can find it. It's over here somewhere under the light. There it is. We blew a nut like a highly active college student. There, you see that? See that little hairline fracture there on the edge of the nut? Yeah, right there. Little hairline fracture. Out of that was just spewing water, spraying water out of it. Cub Scout meeting. That's where the youngest was going to a Cub Scout meeting. So it's spraying water up into our crawl space in the attic. Not a crawl space, a stand space in the attic. So we immediately go into emergency action. All the towels come out of the house onto the ground to try and soak up the extra water. I run out, turn off the water. All the towels are on the ground. We're trying to soak up as much as we possibly can. I go get the shop vac from the distillery and a couple of other things. Call the plumber, call the water remediation guys. The water remediation guys come first thing in the morning on Thursday, which was actually 10 o'clock on Thursday. And, long story short, I don't get out of the house until about 4 o'clock Thursday. So I do get to the revival, but I don't get to the revival until about 8 o'clock. Just enough time to drink about a bottle of whiskey before I go to bed, which was fine. It was a small bottle. But not enough time to actually get into the Tubus wants to know what the rating is. The rating is, I don't want to call it mature. This is certainly not a mature,
Right.
mature stream.
Not mature.
Let's call it adult themed. But that's probably not even that accurate, because that brings in all kinds of other ideas. So anyway, but yeah, on the way there, I'm just thinking to myself, well, I'm trying not to think what else can go wrong, because a whole lot of other else can go wrong. But I'm just trying to think, like, all I want to do is go to the lake, go to the river, rather, sit in a damn tube, float on the water, listen to music, have a belly full of whiskey and a face full of thongs. Why does this shit have to happen on a Wednesday night? Anyway, so all the stuff gets moved out of the bedroom. All the stuff gets moved out of the bathroom. All the stuff gets moved out. We're camped out upstairs in my lovely wife's office, much the way I was camped out in my office when she had the Rona. We're now camped out upstairs. The difference being, of course, we're camped out upstairs on an actual mattress on our actual bed, and not just an air mattress like a couple of homeless people. But we have water. We have water. We've the demolition's done. The pad's been ripped up. We think we should be able to salvage the carpet. God damn, it was a long night. Wednesday night didn't end. 2 o'clock is when the plumber boy finally left. No, 1 o'clock is when he finally left, and it took a 2-hour curing time for the what is that called? The epoxy stuff. The stuff that you put on the pipe to make sure that it doesn't like spray water all over the place. That epoxy, that's the stuff I'm thinking of. The glue. It took 2 hours for that to cure, so I had to stay up until 3 o'clock in order to finally turn the water back on so that people could take showers in the morning. So that was my Wednesday night. And then, I wake up in the morning, finish waiting for the demolition guys to show up. They show up, they do their work, and I finally get out the door at 4 o'clock. That said, the river revival was awesome. The music was great. The food was fantastic. Little Kitchen HTX does a fantastic, Little Kitchen in Houston does a fantastic job of cooking food at these festivals. Splice Records, they bring the heat every year. The headliners on Saturday night, it wrapped up with Tomar and the FCs, Nude Party, and Folk Family Revival on were the last three bands. Tomar is just unbelievable and amazing. Nude Party looked like it was a high school band that escaped a talent show, but they slapped. They were fun to listen to. They were some cool guys. And then of course, Folk Family Revival is just always awesome. And Friday night we did happy hours, and then we did a final like happy hour mixer, kind of an impromptu rogue thing that just kind of sprang up. It was not planned. It was an unsanctioned happy hour after the last concert, and we kind of stayed up till 3 o'clock drinking and carrying on and having fun until they told us we have to go. You have to go back to your tents now. You can't stay up. You're being too loud. So we went back to our tents, like good boys and girls do after cavorting and staying up till 3 a.m. You guys missed out. You didn't, because you don't like sleeping on the ground. But you guys, all you people out there watching, both of you people out there watching, missed out on a hell of a concert, hell of a show, hell of a good time. It's one of those deals where you like, at the corner pub stage, there's two stages. There's the small stage and the large stage, and you can sit out in front of the small stage in your tube watching a concert. And then when that concert finishes, you pick your foot up off the rock and you slide down the water to the next stage, where you grab the next rock and you watch the next concert, the next 3 concerts, and you just kind of chill there until you're done, and then you drag your big old butt up to the shore. If you're me, drag your tube out and then roll it back up to the second stage and watch the next band up there. It's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. And then in between there, for me, it was manning a booth, passing out cocktails, doing some stuff, going to the other stage, doing the same stuff, and then wandering around looking for a party, causing trouble. Did you know they have mushrooms that make you like see colors?
I know of these things, but not from experience.
Yeah, I read about them in a book. I read about them. They're a thing. Oh, and check it out. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. Can you see that? You see that on the camera? No, you can't see that.
No.
Yeah, I got tattooed.
Did you get a tattoo?
I got a festival tattoo while I was there. It's all glittery and gold and shit. Let's see if it shows up without the light on. Can you see that without the light? You see that? Can you see it? No, can't really see it. Yeah. Too bad. You just gotta trust me on that one. I got a bona fide festival tattoo because there's 2 rules at River Revival. One of them is if you get asked, if you get offered something or asked to do something, you do it. And the other rule is I don't remember. So
this has to do with the mushrooms, doesn't it?
Only if they're offered, unless you have some and then you offer. But I don't have any. We don't do. Yeah, it's very much like Ozfest. Yes, it is, but less fun. It's like Ozfest, but no, it is actually way more fun than Ozfest because, hey, pants are optional at River Revival. As long as you have a bathing suit or a kilt, pants are completely 100% optional. Shoes are almost certainly not required, depending on where you're at in the river. But yeah, it's such a good time. It's so relaxing, so much fun. It's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun. Splice Records is awesome. Sean Brennan is awesome. And all the guys that make that thing happen. They're awesome. That's also where I met Fix Coffee Bar guys, Carrie and Jim. I'm going to go with Jim. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. But I met
Jim and Carrie?
Yeah. I met the Fix Coffee Bar guys at River Revival, and their spent coffee grains will go into our coffee liqueur when we make the coffee liqueur at the distillery. So
hey,
very exciting. I'm very super excited about that. No shoes. Yes, no shoes required. Oh, you're in the water. You can't wear shoes in the water.
Yes,
I did wear river shoes, but they were very uncomfortable after a while. It actually took me like 2 days for my feet to feel normal again because I was walking on rocks the whole time. It was like just the soles of my shoes were beaten up. Anyway, yeah.
But you were wrinkly too, like a raisin.
No, not really. I was mostly dried out, but no, it's just because everything's the roads are rock, granite road or crushed rock roads and stuff like that. So it was, it felt like my feet were all bruised because every step you take, every breath you make, they're watching. No, the rocks were just like pounding on my feet the whole damn time, and I was on my feet almost the whole weekend, except for when I was in the water because I was going back and forth between one stage and the other stage and doing drinks and booth. One of the fun features of this particular festival, while we're sponsors, is whiskey fairies can show up to your camp and drop off bottles of whiskey for your parties.
Oh, cool.
Yep. One thing that the whiskey fairy is missing, though, is a pocket full of glitter. But I will address that problem at the next event because I have power to do that.
So I think that
McTubis is doing it right, by the way. He's halfway into a bottle. That is the right way to do it. Yes. So what's up?
I think everybody should carry a pocket of emergency glitter or emergency confetti.
I think so. Emergency confetti. I would get behind emergency confetti, much less than emergency glitter, because emergency glitter is you're never getting that out of your clothes. Now, if you had a little baggie of emergency glitter and you were just like glitter, and then you sealed it up and put it into a container and locked the container and put that container inside of a safe and lock the safe and then put that safe in your pocket, then you'd be fine.
Maybe.
Because it'd still be on your fingers. You'd have to wear gloves and then pop the gloves off, put that shit in the safe. Yeah, that's what you need to do. Anywho, well, I think, well, we're not ready to move on to the next segment.
So we can talk about me now, right?
Yeah. What you got? I've been waiting on you to jump in and say, tell me stuff.
So last week, I started my new job as an appellate attorney for a firm in College Station.
Yes.
So Monday and Tuesday, I was in College Station getting acquainted and getting a new computer and, you know, training and such. So came back home on Tuesday.
Now, I will add that College Station is relevant to our next segment because Freebirds is located in College Station.
This is true.
They make damn good burritos.
They do.
Yes. Carry on.
So Wednesday, I pack up and go to San Marcos for a conference of the Texas Trucking Association. It was a conference for safety directors. It was great. I met a lot of really great people, and I got to talk to them about litigation and, you know, why some things in depositions are really important. But so I'm there, and I get this text from you on Thursday asking if I can go and drop off whiskey at the River Revival.
Right.
And I'm like, do you mean like go to Specs and buy a case of whiskey and take it there?
That'd be
He's
silly.
like, no. Pick it up for me from the distillery. I'm like, Joe, I'm in San Marcos.
See, I didn't know where you were.
I told you I was going to be in San Marcos, but I was going to be sleeping in a bed.
Yeah, but I didn't know you were in San Marcos already. I didn't know when you would be in San Marcos.
Yeah. So anyway, but San Marcos was lovely. And,
well, yes.
And I did not go to the river, but I did get to go to the outlet mall.
Yes.
I needed a new computer bag because when I packed mine to go to San Marcos, like an entire interior pocket just like came apart. And,
so you went to the outlet malls in San Marcos and picked up a computer bag.
Yeah.
That was your big trip to the outlet malls where everything is 40% off and 40% off that. And you were like, I need this bag.
Yep.
This practical utilitarian bag for holding my computer. And that's all.
But wait. Okay.
Oh, wait, there's more. It came with a pair of boots.
I wish.
All right. While she's going off to get her pair of boots or whatever, we'll do the ASMR whiskey pour. Here we go. Do that. Put that there. Move this over here. And put this all the way down to the glass. See if this works. Oops.
So
Hold on. Oh, yeah. That's good stuff right there. That is high quality audio. I'm definitely doing that entire video of just pure ASMR whiskey pours. Yeah. Anyway, what you got?
You can do different ones. Like, you know, this is whiskey neat and this is whiskey on the rocks. And this is making an old fashioned.
That is good. That's going to be, we'll do a whole series of like spine tingly, like whiskey pours. Okay. So what did you get with your bag?
So,
a gerbil? A hamster? No. Okay.
No. So not only is this utilitarian, but it's also cute and covered with flowers.
So it's not just a plain old black bag. It's at least a good looking bag. One that will never, ever, ever get lost in the airport.
That's right.
Yeah.
That one's mine.
There are many like it, but this one is mine.
There aren't many like it. So
That's true. There are not many that are covered in flowers.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Nice bag, Lisa.
Thank you. And it has a 5-year warranty.
Oh, that's great.
The other one only lasted a year.
Let's see. I should have like a whole sound panel. What is that called? A soundboard on my phone. So I could do like nice bag, Lisa, and then I hit a button and like people clap. But actually, I do have a soundboard on my phone. But it's not that. It's not clapping. It's see if this comes through. Oh wait, my volume's turned down. I have a soundboard on my phone, so I can be like, nice bag, Lisa. That's all I got. All I got is a fart soundboard. I don't have applause or claps or anything like that. Nice bag, Lisa. I used to have doorbells to torture my dog with, but now all I have is farts to torture my kids with and my lovely wife, because I am a grown-up. So I can do like nice bag, Lisa. So there you go.
Your wife is a saint.
The disappointed head shake is just I live for this shit. This is awesome. And you know, I really considered just like taking a nap and skipping the show, but I'm glad it didn't. We need to get up over 500 subscribers. I want to be over 500 subscribers so that when I launch into the 3.0 podcast, we can that's live from the distillery. We can have actual like, you know, we can get well on the road to 1,000 and monetize for the bands and do all the stuff. But we'll see when that happens. We'll see. I do have a new series that I'm going to, or a new game series that I'm going to work on because I found another game that I have just fallen in love with and absolutely love it, called Factory Town. And that'll be coming. I'll probably start playing that next week. It is a very charming, very lovely little game. All about logistics and nerd shit that I'm all into. So there you go. Well, how many computers does your bag fit inside of it? Or have you not tried to fit 5 computers in it yet?
No, I haven't tried that, but it definitely, both of my laptops fit comfortably.
And, I love it when I ask you a question that just flat out confuses you.
What?
I love it when I throw in a question that just flat out confuses you. And you just like short circuit there from like, I only have 2 computers. How many computers am I supposed to shove into this thing? But it will be your job to confuse me later when we play the game. It's a conspiracy? No, it's nonsense, but that'll be later. You have a chance to confuse me by throwing out 2 completely random and unrelated topics. And I will weave together both of those topics in an outlandishly accurate and real conspiracy theory that really is real and true in a way that only I can, because I have insights, people. See stuff. Anyway. We have one more panelist I'm waiting for.
Oh. Well,
Mr. Stephen Padilla. Sam should be joining us shortly.
I told you that I had a really long day today.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Safety Doc Podcast. Cheers.
I had to put on the lawyer costume today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that was
a suit.
Just the pencil skirt with the white shirt and the black briefcase, and what would it be? Black high heels? Wouldn't be red high heels. That would be inappropriate.
I actually
black high heels.
Navy blue pants and a.
Okay, so you went the pantsuit route. Gotcha.
Kind of look like, you know, one of those Chanel boucle jackets, and then your computer bag and pink heels. But yeah, I had to like be in a courtroom, in front of a judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a rare occurrence since the pandemic started.
I can tell you, I haven't been in front of a judge in years.
That's good, Joe. That's good.
It's a very rare occurrence for me.
That's good. So, so I'm sitting in this courtroom this morning, and there is both a civil docket and a criminal docket.
Mm-hmm.
And the room is divided. Like, all the prisoners are sitting on one side of the room, and it is separated by this screen thing. It was very odd. So, and you could tell which people were prisoners because they were wearing outfits that had these very broad stripes on them. So, in an array of colors, there were, some green and white, some orange and white. I don't know what the colors meant because that is not the kind of law that I practice.
Well, we apparently have two best-selling authors in chat, the Safety Doc and Joe Dolio. I'm trying to read it from a distance here without with my blindness falling in from the glare. So cheers, best-selling authors. Nice to see you guys. I have written one book that I never published. It was a children's book about a rooster that wanted to be a duck. And he decided he wanted to continue being a rooster because ducks get killed. If ducks don't
that wasn't published.
If ducks don't produce eggs, they get killed and eaten. And one of the pigs explained this to him, and he's like, "I think I'd rather be a rooster. I have a job." And he went back to be a rooster. So there you go.
So
2 PBS specials.
Says that he's had 2 PBS specials.
I think we may have to get him on the show at some point.
Have I seen these? Because
what are these?
Because
it's time for Sam and Steven to be here.
PBS is typically, a good guess as to what I'm watching.
Yes, that is a safe guess.
Speaking of PBS, I was last week in San Marcos. I was explaining to someone about the live stream, and
I'm calling it a pod stream now.
Okay. Well, I was explaining to my coworkers about this live stream, pod stream, and how we do this, and how I said something like, in our comedy routine, I'm the straight man, and I'm also the straight man, just so you know. Do what?
I'm also the straight man, just so you know.
And I am not a man. But anyway, I was trying to explain this, concept in comedy. And so I asked this attorney, I was like, "Have you ever seen The Odd Couple?" And he just kind of stares at me blankly. I'm like, okay. "Have you seen Bert and Ernie?" Our client coordinator busts out laughing. She's like, "This is the level at which you need to explain things to these people."
Yeah, I suppose so.
She's like, "Yes, Sesame Street is that's a good way to explain things." So
I think Safety Doc needs to drop his Twitter handle there in chat so we can find him on the Twitters.
So in case anybody was wondering, I'm Bert.
And I'm the Ernie, I guess.
Yeah.
So he says we'll be able to find his shows there on his Twitters. At the Safety Doc podcast. Oh, okay. I'm actively PhD. Over here looking for it. Safety Doc.
At Safety PhD. He posted it in chat.
Yeah, I see. HD. There it is.
Would you like
Found it? Yeah, there it is. Okay, let's see. PBS TV, research for bicyclists 2 times on. Yeah, tell me more. We could just hang on. We're going to delay the the start of the Perfect Burrito.
Okay.
Click the link there. Come on, see us. Where's it at? It's coming. We're going to have a impromptu special guest real quick because I want to find out more.
Oh, look. There's
What?
Harry. He's special guest.
Oh, hi, Harry, special guest. And I can do this because I'm the host.
Because you are technologically savvy.
Yeah, sure. I'm the technologically savvy. That's what it is. Yeah, safety. Well, it's clearly safety stuff. Cool. We'll come back to that. All right. Sam, my one and only dear sweet friend from up in Dallas.
Well,
Dallas
hello.
area. Cheers, Sam. How you doing, milady?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm feeling great, my man. I mean,
I think I'm an Ernie. Actually, I'm definitely an Ernie.
Yeah.
And my husband is a Bert.
Oh.
Well, there you go. Sam, introduce yourself to the Twisted. Introduce yourself to the peoples.
I am Twisted Art Lady.
And you do your channel on YouTube is
it's acrylic pouring, and there will be some other stuff. There's been some other stuff in the past. I want to start doing more of the other stuff.
Yeah. Other stuff being
art.
Other stuff other arts. Yeah. We are going to, just as a side note, one of the shows that we're going to do in this run of the Happy Hour 2.0 will be an art show where Lisa will hold the conversation. Hey, Lisa, heads up. Lisa will hold the conversation while I paint something.
Oh.
So
That sounds interesting.
Feel free to bring in guests because, in the course of an hour, I will paint a thing. From start to finish. I've done it before. See if I can find one of my ridiculous creations over here. There it is. There's one of them. See? Isn't that beautiful?
That's gorgeous. So I need to brush up on my Bob Ross episodes.
I guess. Usually what I talked about, or the last couple of times I did it, what I talked about was basically the artistic process and how it related to building a business and how what you expect it to look like when you start is not what it will likely look like when you finish, because things happen along the way and blah, 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 blah. Oh, look, I did a thing. And then that's it.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. So I'm waiting on Steven. Both of you are certified experts from the National Burrito Institute of Expert Certification.
Yes, that's exactly
I understand
what it's called.
this. So both of you are capable, completely and totally capable of speaking intelligently about the Perfect Burrito, which is what we will be speaking about momentarily. And the National Burrito Certification Center, or Center of Certifications, is an actual thing that I just confirmed existed. It says so in this notebook right here that it exists because I wrote it there.
Joe.
Yes.
The notebook is not the internet.
No, it's a database. It's a repository of all knowledge. It's a database. It's an analog internet, is what it is, and it can be transferred in between individuals by handing it to them, or
they can steal it from you,
or through interwebs of manual transfer of data, the same way that Al Qaeda did it, of just putting it in an envelope and driving it to another person and handing it to them. I know how to do analog internet. Thank you very much. One of my many talents.
Is that what we're calling it?
Jesus. Yes, we are calling it talents.
Okay.
Probably. Speaking of talents, guess what I'm doing tomorrow morning? while we wait on Steven to show up. I told him I could push it to about now, 9:45. But tomorrow morning, I am going to our distributor. And I
Yes.
am going to introduce to them
Yes.
a brand new product that has been 6 months in the making. I'm so very excited. Well, 6 months in the finishing. It'll be done in another 6 weeks. I've been working on this now for probably 2 years as a concept. Can't wait. It's going to be very, very fun. And y'all will be introduced to whatever this thing is that I'm working on in about 2 weeks. So just sit
Nice.
tight, chill. Sit tight. Okay, y'all ready to start with your show notifications?
Sure.
Because check it out. I've got a screen. Ta-da! Introducing a very real and serious discussion from our panel about the perfect burrito. I was going to have props.
Okay.
I was going to actually go.
This is a very serious discussion.
Well, yeah, I was going to go to actual places and get actual burritos and dissect them and discuss why these are the perfect burritos. But then I sat down on my couch and I was just like, I don't really want to fucking get up again. I'd already taken off my shoes. I didn't want to go down to Freebirds, and I mean, Taco Bell's right around the corner. We all know what limp, sad shit Taco Bell has with their skinny little bean
But it's
burritos.
still delicious at night.
Well, okay. So let's start with the baseline, Taco Bell. Their bean burritos are like $1.50, maybe like 89 cents, between 89 cents and $1.50.
They were 59 cents when I was in high school.
Yeah, they were 69 cents when I was a kid too. And they are worth every penny.
Older than I am.
Yeah. And I'm not that much older than you. Shut up. I just look old because I'm weathered. Well, okay.
I wear sunscreen.
Time out. We're going to come back to this conversation because we have a very special guest joining us in the bottom left. There he is.
Hey!
Our very own guy.
Hello.
This is exciting.
It is exciting. Yeah. Get the dust off this headset here. So yeah, I love the show. Smictabis told me about it. Big fan of yours. Took out a billboard.
Well, I appreciate that.
So,
I saw it. It's on 59.
It is on 59.
Yeah.
It's kind of like on the corner. So if you're looking too long, it's like, whoa, you got to recover.
Right. I mean, billboard, a chunk of plywood. You know, whatever. It's all the same. So okay, so let's just cut right down to it. 2 times on PBS.
Yeah.
Related to
school safety.
School safety. Excellent.
So yeah.
So is this construction safety or is this logistical safety? Like not running into corners and things like that, or
probably school violence,
school bullies and stuff like that, school shootings.
So I worked with. I was contacted by PBS after the Sandy Hook shooting in 2012, and then in 2013 did a presentation for PBS, kind of about school security, and then in 2019 came back, did another presentation, Rhetoric versus Reality, because at that time I wrote. This book came out, School of Heirs, which is in hundreds of libraries across the world.
Let me hit the make it bigger on that one.
Right.
There's the make it bigger button.
All right, there is
there it is. School of Heirs. Boom.
So yeah, and actually, talking comedy, right? So my good friend, Jesus.
School shootings, comedy, two
my
great
good friends
taste great together.
Like Danny Woodburn, Mickey Abbott on Seinfeld wrote the forward.
All right.
So anyway, but yeah, so this is really it's the truth book, right? Of saying, hey, I was a school administrator. School safety industry is completely broken. Anybody can be a vendor selling, bulletproof glass, bollards in front of buildings, stuff like that. Things that weren't making anybody safer. So
yeah, those clear backpacks really made me feel good about sending my kids to school.
And the thing was, I worked with a lot of parents who had their kids were killed in school shootings. So, I made sure that the tone of this was hitting home, but then also respectful. And I mean, so it was an amazing, both presentations really hit audiences, resonated well. They still circulate on PBS, right? If there's a school shooting, Jacksonville, they'll program it in. So then I'll get emails in the morning, calls from media, stuff like that. But yeah, I actually have another book coming out by Roman and Littlefield. This is not the cover. So everybody I sent it to peer review it. They're like, your cover sucks. I'm like, the book is really good though. I'm like, it's just not the real cover. I'm like, I would never make a cover like this.
What is it called? The velocity of what? Of information. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
the velocity of information. So it's this will come out 250 pages in 6x9, 471 endnotes, 10 interviews, including America's biggest jewel thief, Larry Lawton. And I just had one question for him. How did you find out about 9/11? You know, when you're sharing an area with Ted Kaczynski. I mean, how do you find out about these things? So
because he was in jail at the time.
Yeah. So
that would be super max.
Yeah, it's amazing. So the people I interviewed a guy, Robert Travis, Alaskan crab boater. So you see the stuff on TV, it was kind of like that, but he's telling me the real down low of like, holy smokes, like all of his bosses, 4 bosses were killed on the deck, like big refrigerator sized chunks of ice coming through. Whoa, I'm gone. So like, how do you survive this? The whole thing is, I study, I'm a chaos scientist. So I'm like breaking this down into 4 components of chaos, intermediate, short-term chaos. What does this look like? And it's amazing stuff. Like it's my life. I mean, so yeah, I'm a professor and teach chaos science. So actually Saturday, I'll be teaching 8 hours a day, 8 hours on Saturday, just about this stuff.
Cool.
But enough about me, right? But yeah, so no, it is cool.
You're the reason I called you up here. Like I wanted to find out about you. You sounded interesting.
So
as opposed to this idiot.
Well, like who else does this stuff, right? I mean, that's kind of the thing. When I write about this, when I present, and I also like do expert witness, legal expert witness work. There really is nobody else.
I heard you.
There's nobody else who does that. Yeah. So it's great.
Send me your CV.
Yeah, y'all share information over there on the private chat. That'd be awesome. No, but this kind of stuff fascinates me. Like also not in an unrelated story. There was a shooting threat that came through from my son's high school today, as a matter of fact. And I would have been alarmed, except it was like spray painted in the bathroom, will shoot on Friday, October 1st. And I'm like, that's not a real threat. And then the principal said there's no evidence that it's a credible threat. And I was talking to my son, I was like, that's not a credible. That's like the kid that walks around, he's like, I feel so sad, I'm going to kill myself. Like, the kid's not going to kill himself, but like, give him his attention, like, take care of him, make sure he's not going to kill himself. Like, take care of him. Like, no shooter is going to be sitting there. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. No shooter is going to be like, I'm coming on Friday, everybody hide, right? Like, they just show up with the guns, right? Most of the time.
Yeah, typically it doesn't.
Or they write in there like
how you're describing it is accurate.
Notebook. Yeah.
How you're describing is accurate.
And then the cops show up in their room and they find the notebook and they go, see, they wrote it in their notebook. Obviously, they were going to do it. It's scheduled right there on Thursday, but they don't write it in the bathroom.
Yeah, when I presented on PBS, I talked about Klebold and Harris with Columbine and how they worked at Blackjack Pizza, like part-time, and right up until the shooting, right? They were going into work and flipping pizzas and stuff, and had the shooting on their calendar. Like this was a time that they were going to not be available, and it's like, wow, just these crazy things.
But it was their private calendar. It's not like they don't generally tell people if they want to pull it off well,
right?
And see, that's one of the things that fascinates me about this stuff is the real monsters that walk around with us are just like normal people. And they just do horrible things. And they sound like normal people. They talk like normal people. They don't have like sinister sounding voices. They don't have the sinister laugh. They're just like, yeah, I'll have a ham and cheese sandwich and and that's it. And it's like, oh, you just snapped. No, they planned this out like for 3 weeks. But yeah, sure, whatever. They just snapped.
Yeah, I mean, how many stories? I live in Wisconsin, so it's Jeffrey Dahmer, and actually he was killed in the prison in the town where I live right now. So, like a mile from my house. But how many people worked and interacted with him, or in a line at a grocery store or something like that? And he's like, oh, go ahead. You only have 3 items. I was like, okay, and yeah. So
he's like a nice, quiet guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, these interactions, and I talked to somebody who worked with him and said, yeah, I mean, just typical, work interaction things like a chocolate factory in Milwaukee. And yeah, so so it's strange. People tried to do profiling. So that's one thing I jumped in on. There was a push back around Sandy Hook to profile. You might remember this. Kids with autism are more prone. Now, this is what was being said, and you can go back and find it in the media at that time. Kids with autism were being profiled as being more likely to be authors of school violence events. And I said, whoa, jumped in immediately and said, you cannot put that narrative out there. There's no research basis to that. And, so I also teach pupil services, non-discrimination courses, work with Americans with Disabilities Act, things in those areas. And it was terrifying. I mean, I had parents from across the country contacting me and saying, my child has autism and the school wants to do a screening to see if they don't have emotional connections and would be more prone to carrying out violence. It was complete garbage. But you had vendors who were willing to jump on this, administrators who didn't know any better. The media whips it all up. So it took about 2 weeks before that finally came down. But there were 2 weeks there. If you were the parent of a child with autism, you were very afraid of your school across the country. People forget that. So I talked about that specifically. I talked about the parents who called me and the discussions we had in the schools that I worked with. But yeah, whoa.
Right. Well, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
You live up in Wisconsin.
I do. Yeah.
What do they sell burritos up in Wisconsin?
They do.
Okay.
They do.
So I also have it on fairly good authority that you are also certified by the National Burrito Institute of Certifications. Speak as a burrito expert.
True.
Which is good because you can sit in as a replacement for our other fourth panelist, who is, as he says in his text, exhausted.
Wow. I thought I did the day shift. So
would you like to join us for 30 minutes to speak about the perfect burrito?
I'd love to. Yeah.
As we launch into.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. As we launch into our next segment, that shit's fascinating. We'll be able to do it. We can do an entire show with you, no doubt. The perfect burrito is what we will be discussing now.
Got it.
But yeah, and you got to come back and we'll talk about your book and all the other stuff on an entire show.
Oh yeah,
because oh my god, that sounds like so much fascinating fun.
Oh yeah,
because I'm sure chaos theory and the science of chaos as it relates to business management is also one of my favorite things.
Just to give you like a lead in, and so I interviewed Nikolai Razavayu, a Soviet national cyclist who was forced to race in Kyiv 1 hour away from Chernobyl the day after Chernobyl. So he talks about chaos in Chernobyl while the government was trying to keep everything quiet. He had to sneak away. So anyway, we'll get into that.
And he is now 8 feet tall, right?
He lives in Australia, but yes, his coach died, and other people.
Tall and a little bit green.
And and he lives in Australia, which it's anti-radioactive. That's kind of what Australia is, right? But
Australia is kind of opposed to radioactivity because if those kangaroos get radioactive and then the koalas,
they hop around and stuff. Screwed. Yeah.
And what about the spotters? Oh my gosh!
I know they're already the size of Volkswagens. Jesus.
Don't get Joe started on kangaroos, please.
Australia's just dumb. Their moon's upside down. They got different constellations. The sun rises on the wrong side of the planet. Australia's just this weird place. It's just dumb. I got opinions about Australia. We'll talk about that some other time. All right. Damn it, fucking Australia. All right, so I got two more quick questions. Do you have Chipotles in Wisconsin?
I believe we do. I haven't been to one, but I believe we
keep that up because they're the worst.
Okay.
I agree. I do not get on the Chipotle bandwagon.
Yeah. So let's get into the burrito discussion because this is important. This is important stuff. And I don't want to talk about breakfast burritos because those are by themselves perfect as long as they have all the parts to it. Eggs and sausage or eggs and bacon. As long as they have the eggs and the meat and the tortilla. Yes, they got to have the cheese to bind it. You can add in potatoes and all the other stuff. It's hard to mess up a good breakfast burrito. It's really hard. I mean, you can leave stuff out and mess it up, but if you do it right, if you have the ingredients, it's hard to mess it up. It is really
Agreed.
easy to mess up a dinner burrito. Yeah. I mean, one way they can mess it up is by giving you explosive diarrhea and anal cramps, which is why I don't go to Chipotle ever again. Ever.
Can we go
They didn't
back
do it to
to
me.
burritos?
I mean, Chipotle didn't do it to me, but they did it enough that it's like, I'm not going to Chipotle. Screw that shit. But that's like my baseline of a decent burrito is that it doesn't give you explosive diarrhea. I mean, is that fair? Can we agree on that?
That's a low bar.
Yeah, I know, right? You would think, but somehow Chipotle still exists. And granted,
they thrive.
yeah, and granted, Jack in the Box killed people with their hamburgers, but Chipotle, I mean,
Chipotle just kills people with their lettuce.
Exactly, and yeah. So that's okay. So we can take Chipotle off the table entirely, and throw it on the floor, kick it down the drain where it needs to go, because ew, gross. All right. So construction is important of a proper burrito because there's three types of beans. There's the black beans, the loose black beans, the loose. Just the thought, the loose like pinto beans that some places use, but in my personal opinion, which is correct, it's actually a fact, it's not opinion, this is data. Refried beans are the only good beans to put in a burrito. Tell me how I'm wrong.
You're not
Expert panel.
Yeah,
I agree.
And the refried beans need to be salty.
Yeah, it's kind of the first layer for me.
I think so.
I agree on
Everything sticks to
refried
it.
beans.
Because that's like the binder that holds everything
Right.
together, right? I mean, it's got to like, I mean, it needs to be packed in there well enough so that it doesn't fall apart when you bite it, but it also has to have this binder so that when you roll it and roll everything together and get everything mixed together, and then you roll it and wrap it and tuck it like that, it doesn't just like fall out. And if you have the black beans, Mission Burrito was a place here in Houston. They don't exist anymore. They still exist. They have a different name because there was also a Mission Taco.
There was a lawsuit.
Yeah, there was a lawsuit, intellectual property stuff. They still exist, but they didn't have refried beans. They had the black beans, and all of their burritos had the black beans, and it was just wrong. On like a, you go in there and you're like, they show you three types of beans, and none of them are the right kinds of beans. You're just like, what is this, a salad? This is, I don't want to eat a fucking salad. Jesus. Okay.
Also agree the burrito, the beans should be seasoned right. They should have enough seasoning.
There should be some flavor. That is one of the big complaints I have about Taco Bell's bean burritos. They're cheap.
Even though
they're
I
worth
actually
the
buy
price.
them a lot.
I do. I buy them a lot too. They're worth the price. They're worth every penny of what you buy them for.
Absolutely.
Taco Bell has really thinned down its menu, though. I mean, the one by me, it's like,
yeah,
your three choices. So.
Well, they did get a little crazy for a while when they started selling pizzas. It was like, the Taco Bell pizza concept is a bad idea, guys. Y'all need to stop this.
Yeah. So and this links to Unhinged Chronicles. I went on I guess 2 dates with a really nice guy. Actually does his own live stream. And thank you. One of his live streams was about copying Taco Bell's Mexican pizza, which has been discontinued from the menu. So,
was that his special skill?
Apparently, but yeah,
I can make a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell.
He decided that since I'm moving to College Station, he did not want to pursue a long distance relationship, even after he had said, "Yeah, that sounds great."
Well,
this is
long distance relationships these days aren't nearly as bad as long distance relationships from the 80s when you actually had to pay for long distance. But that's a whole other discussion.
In the 2000s ish time period.
Oh yeah, I guess
when I did that,
long distance kind of went out of fashion in the early 2000s when they stopped.
Probably right after my husband and I finally ended we ended the distance.
Yeah, there you go.
Kept the relationship.
But in a unrelated note, College Station has Freebirds, which is a world famous burrito place,
I love Freebirds.
according to their signage. You don't have Freebirds up in Wisconsin, do you?
No Freebirds. Mm-mm.
Well, they're world famous, so get with it, Wisconsin.
Okay, yeah.
I think they made it as far as Colorado.
Yeah, have they?
I think
I know
so.
they got bought by private equity interests, and I know they've like exploded in like locations all over the place. I didn't know they were out of state. That's kind of cool.
Give it some time; they'll get bigger than that.
And by the way, private equity interests, if y'all are interested in expanding a whiskey line, I know a guy who could use a new boat. That's me. I'm the guy. But Freebirds is one of the places that makes, I think, probably the perfect burrito. The way it's packed in, the way they roll it, the way they construct it with the
size
lettuce,
of it.
tomato. The size is just right. It's like, I mean, it's where's
Big.
the thing? Yeah,
It's big.
it's not too. I don't have any bottles around here that are about the right size. It's about the size of a beer bottle. It's about
I'm
that
wrong.
size around.
They're just in Texas.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're just in Texas, but they are world famous. So,
Indeed.
just like Bluebell is the best ice cream in the country. They can only be
Right.
sold. They can only be found in Texas. Although I think they're out of state now. I think you can get them in Louisiana.
Yeah,
now.
they
I believe they're in a few states now.
Yeah, and you could only get Coors on the west side of the Mississippi until Iceman and Bandit made it all the way to Atlanta with a load. That's a reference to a movie. You kids don't know anything. God, you're the worst.
Oh no, I don't know anything.
Only the best fucking movie ever. God.
Smoking the Bandit? No, what are you talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
I mean, you're old enough. You know good things. They
Smokey the
don't. 'Cause they're just a
Bandit.
couple of dumb kids.
Who is?
I was sheltered as a child, and
Who the?
It used to be that I would ask people, instead of carding them, ask them what kind of car the Bandit drove. Then I realized that people who were born after
Right.
the year 2000 were 21 and they had no idea. And I was like, Jesus.
Isn't that sad for them?
That was yeah. It was Trans Am and Pontiac like just sold out of those. Like they couldn't make enough of them after that, and it was something they kind of wanted to phase out. And yeah, that was going to be a B movie. Like, and Burt Reynolds said,
Burt Reynolds made it an A movie.
And Jackie Gleason drank during that movie too.
Constantly.
So there was a side story, like a documentary that said he always was going off, and there was someone just assigned to him to like mix him drinks. It's actually, it makes sense when you watch the movie.
It does. It's a fantastic movie.
Coors and burritos.
Yep, Coors and burritos. That's it. Two great tastes that taste great together. McTubis. Oh, we got a new Solitude Surfer is in the house. Cheers. Doc's name is David. Yes. I just clicked on the first thing I saw with his name. And he also says you kick ass. So there you go.
All right.
Cheers, Solitude Surfer. Nice
Somebody's
to see you.
in my corner, so thanks.
And by the
Keep
way,
it
while everybody's here, don't forget, subscribe. Let's see if I can get the one that wiggles. No, I got the wrong one. Damn it. Look, it wiggles. It wiggles. It's down there. It's wiggling. Click on the button. The actual subscribe button's probably below that. Anyway, where were we? The construction of the thing.
which inherently involves the tortilla.
Well, yeah, of course, the tortilla. I'm not such a stickler for the ingredient of the tortilla. I don't know if it matters if it's flour or corn or whatever. I personally prefer flour. I think the corn kind of flakes up and falls apart. Am I right?
I think it's supposed to be a corn, though. I mean, a flour. It is. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because if it's corn, it's just a taco.
It's a taco.
Yeah. And I'm one of the weird people. Everybody has a love affair with tacos and grabbing people's butts. I'm perfectly fine without tacos.
I love tacos.
I like tacos. I'm okay with tacos, but I could do without tacos. Burritos, now, those nice, warm, foldy, yummy. Yeah. I'm not gonna sell out my burritos, but I could do without tacos.
If you're
I'm probably in the
burrito,
minority in my state.
and you rip the tortilla at any point during assembly, you have to start over.
You
Like
do.
that's unsalvageable.
Yes.
That's a crack found. If you look at it, it's like, how do we figure? You don't. You just
Yeah.
tear it down and you start over again.
And you can't just wrap it with another.
You can't do
tortilla
it.
either.
People try to do that, and it's like, why is the 2-layer? Well, you failed. You just back up and start over again.
Toss it in the trash because it's trash. You've messed up.
Put it. It's a lost. It's a sunken investment at that point.
Send it to Chipotle with the rest of the garbage burritos.
Cracking the burrito.
That's the rookie mistake. Yeah. People.
All right, so we got no cracked tortilla, it's a tortilla. It's not a shell. It's a tortilla wrap.
No, it's a tortilla.
Yeah, no cracked wrap. It has to have refried beans. So the other ingredients, the lettuce, tomato. I'm a big fan of the simplistic lettuce, tomato, garlic, grilled garlic. I know other people like to throw in other stuff, and I'm not such a stickler for the ingredients per se. But tell me what ingredients y'all like most.
Don't forget the rice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I prefer the white. I prefer the orange rice over the white and black speckled rice. Whatever.
Yeah, I want some Spanish rice.
Yeah, I think the white and black speckled stuff is cilantro rice, right? Say again, Lisa.
Lime and cilantro is good too.
Yeah.
Lime and cilantro is good, but then you're getting into a more like Pacific Coast burrito.
That's fair.
It does change the flavor a lot. So, I like the Spanish rice.
And then if you've got the white rice with the lime and cilantro, then you gotta switch those beans over to black beans. So, and refried black beans are quite delicious.
Agree.
What is an SHTF environment?
Whoa! Bull Rush is in here. That guy invented the collapsible cedar fence.
A collapsible cedar fence?
Yeah,
I have a collapsible fence in my backyard.
There's some intellectual property trademark thing going on, so it's hard to find, but if he gets that sorted out, the guy's set for life.
Dude, every fence is collapsible if you hit it hard enough.
It's true. How about like queso? Like I feel I get to the point, like if I was doing a burrito for the baking challenge, right? They'd be like, this is really good, but the queso overpowers everything. But I'm kind of like, that's me. Like,
I want queso.
Yeah, I like melty cheese if I can get melty cheese, but I'm good with the shredded cheese too. But I
don't mind both.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, why limit yourself to just one kind of cheese? But if there's going to be one kind of cheese, then I want queso.
We in the Old Humble household are big fans of all the cheeses. The stinky cheese, the regular cheese, the cheese that isn't technically cheese because you can't call it cheese.
Processed cheese food.
Oh, yeah. The cheese product. I am a big fan of all the cheese. And there's been more than one game night live stream where I've had a plate of cheese and salami and a bottle of whiskey and just gone on my game and had a hell of a good time. There are very few flavors that go together better than stinky cheese and salami and a good bottle of whiskey. Very few, and I will die on that hill. But yeah, when it comes to burritos, I mean, if you leave off the cheese, you are making a mistake. I mean, straight up, because that's part of the binding process. The hot cheese and the refried beans, they just kind of go together and bind with the other stuff. Now,
I mean,
the protein
at this point, I'm pretty satisfied with the burrito.
Okay, you haven't had any protein in your burrito yet. You've got beans, you got cheese, you got veggies.
Beans is protein.
Well, beans is protein, but it's not like.
And the beans and the rice together actually make a complete protein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so no chicken, no beef. You're fine with that?
I'm okay.
What
the hell are you doing?
What's going on here? I'm trying to
see.
Fit the mood. I'm sorry. I'm trying to fit in. It's not easy.
Say again, Sam. What?
If there is a protein required, I'm going with some, seasoned skirt steak.
Oh, you go with the beef. Oh. See, I'm a big fan of the chicken myself.
No.
But again, I've never been a big stickler on the ingredients. You can go with or without lettuce, with or without tomato. with or without meats and cheeses. Well, not cheeses. There are certain ingredients that are not
Yeah,
negotiable.
I don't think lettuce goes in a burrito
That's fine. You don't have to think.
because I mean, a burrito is warm.
Yeah,
And
I get that.
like including the lettuce in that just seems like it would get wilted and slimy.
Yeah, that's entirely fair.
Timing thing, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of lettuce in general, but I like it as a filler in my burrito. It kind of helps to give it the heft, you know.
Chipotle is
It
big on the
pads it
lettuce.
out a little bit. And no, I don't.
And
Wait, you said Chipotle. I'm looking
Chipotle is
I'm looking
big on the
in-
lettuce
Yeah.
in there.
Well, you see, that's why I don't go to Chipotle, because the baseline for my burritos is no anal distress. That's
And
it.
if anything in a burrito is going to kill you, it's going to be the lettuce.
Wow.
Probably so.
Salmonella,
But-
man.
Chances are, I mean, as long as it's not Chipotle lettuce, I'm fine. Because let me make it completely clear to the internet. Chipotle poison people with their shitty burritos.
It was
They
the
do not
lettuce.
deserve to be food. God.
Wow.
If it was 5 years ago, I don't care if it was only 3 times. How many times do you have to give people anal distress with your burrito to not be considered a burrito company anymore? How many times is okay? 3?
Did I tell Joe that there's
You're like
something
10
wrong with his
times?
sound?
10 times, and anything more than 10 is like, no, we draw the line.
Chipotle
No,
hackers
one
are
time. That's it.
jamming.
One time.
Jamming his signal.
Yeah.
Anyway, what is Chipotle calling you? Telling me shut?
I remember one time I went to
Another cease and desist letter to put on my wall.
at Chipotle, like, I don't know, and I distinctly remember, like, I didn't know what was coming up for ingredients. So then you make commitments. I'm going to go with this. And then it's like, but I didn't know like that was an option, but now I don't want to add that since I added this. It's like, it was really poorly organized. And then I felt like I made a bunch of bad choices, ended up with a horrible burrito. I'm like, Christ, I would have never put pineapple in this if it shouldn't have been the first thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like,
Right.
and so, yeah, so the order like caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not ready for this. I need to practice. Is there like an online app I can go in and do a few demos of this to make sure I get it together?
There
And see, that's why I'm generally not a stickler for ingredients, because some people like disgusting things like pineapple and avocados, and they put their
I put
that in their
avocados
food.
in my burritos.
And for me, that
Like
completely
avocado.
ruins food. But some people just like putting garbage on their food, like avocados. And that's fine if you want to put garbage on your food.
Right.
Go ahead. But for me,
I love avocado.
yeah, there's a lot of people that
And
love
so does
avocados.
Moose Cow. Moose Cow.
Yeah,
is because
Moose Cow
that's
loves avocados, apparently.
Imagine like ground
and-
pepper in a
Oh.
burrito. I think there's a place for it.
Yes.
I think so. See, I like with my burrito construct. My standard burrito is the refried beans, Spanish rice, mixed cheese, lettuce, tomato, roasted garlic, hot sauce. Wrap it. Done. Finished.
How about grilled onions and peppers?
I,
See,
Like
I think we're
jalapeno.
getting into
I-
fajita territory.
yeah. See, I
Oh,
I
but
distinctly
there's
left off
burrito
grilled
places
onions.
here where you can put all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
on.
By here, she
And
means
they're
salad.
huge,
Salad
huge
doesn't have to be
burritos.
real food, but that's
Just
fine.
because you can doesn't mean you should.
Oh, but it's so good.
Well, but that's one of the things. People take fajitas. People make fajitas and they roll them, and that you know, if you add refried beans, that's almost a burrito.
It's a burrito. Yeah, that's what I tell my kids because they
Yeah,
do
exactly.
Don't cross the stream. But I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, where's the boundary? Where's the line between a fajita and a burrito?
Yeah.
When you start doing stuff like
They're
that.
very similar.
And that's one of the reasons why I'm not a stickler for ingredients. I'm more worried about the construction. There's certain foundational things you need to have. The
It needs
flour
to be
tortilla,
enclosed.
It needs to be the flour tortilla. You need to have the refried beans. I am a stickler for that ingredient. You need to have the refried beans. You need to have the rice. You need to have the cheese, and then everything else is like a bonus. If you want your refried or skirt steak fajita meat, whatever, throw that shit in there, just load it up. But it has to be enclosed, and there does come a point where you overburden your burrito with ingredients, and now you can no longer put it in your pocket.
That's true. It needs to all make, yeah.
Which is also a very important thing about a burrito. It needs to be transportable. If you can't put that bad boy in your hoodie pocket, then you have failed, because now you have a hoodie pocket full of burrito stuff.
So
Because
aluminum foil wrap.
yeah, because you just had a fajita and you put it in your pocket, and now it went and everything came out. Now what you gonna do? You can't eat out of a hoodie pocket because it's enclosed. It's like a flap, and you can't like.
So
Is this like the kangaroo pocket? Or is
Well,
this
you
a
have
hoodie that
hoodies,
has a zipper
right?
at the middle?
You have hoodies that go over your head. You wear the hoodie, and like the pocket is like this. It's not a kangaroo pocket that goes like this. It's a hoodie pocket that goes like this.
Yeah, but
And
that's
you
a kangaroo.
Yeah, but it's a through
It is.
it's a through and through hole. And if you put a burrito
Yeah.
in there to keep it warm, because it's right there next to your belly.
In fashion, that is called a kangaroo pocket.
Well, it's not a kangaroo pocket because
It
kangaroos
is
are
a
evil.
kangaroo pocket.
They sit there with their damn fedoras and their cigars, and they mock you.
This is
Where
what happens when you
fast
get
and
Joe
acting
started
like
on
human
kangaroos.
Stupid jackasses. They need to be punched, is what they need to be. We have 3 of them down the road, and they're going to get it. Anyway, there's a story behind that. We'll talk about that later. They have not built the boxing ring at the aquarium yet, but they will, because when we get 1,000 subscribers, I will go fight one of those kangaroos, because they haven't come. They absolutely haven't come. But we're not talking about fighting kangaroos. We're talking about burritos. And
Burritos.
a perfectly transportable food if it's done right, because it's this nice little roll of tortilla goodness that's just it's just right there, and you can tuck it into your shirt or into your hoodie pocket, and that is one of the big differences between tacos and fajitas and burritos. Burritos can be fully transportable because they are fully enclosed on both ends and on the sides, as long as you don't have a busted tortilla, because a busted tortilla means you have stuff coming out the edge, and that's bad. But fajitas are not enclosed on one side, and tacos are completely open on top. They're like hot dogs. You can't transport them as easily as you can burritos. Burritos are absolutely perfect foods that you can just like, hell, you can put it in your pants pocket if you have baggy enough pants. That's why cargo pants are the best kind of pants. But that's a whole other conversation. Cargo pants come with burrito holders on the side. One here and one here. They're perfect.
I'm a big fan
Of cargo pants? You should be.
Remember in the 30s they were called cargo trousers, but yeah, now they're cargo pants.
Yeah, in the 1800s they were called cargo pantaloons.
Right.
Yeah.
Follow the timeline a little bit. But
Indeed. Yeah, I wonder how
When I
those
was a kid.
cargo togas were. So, at Tex-Mex restaurants, the burrito does not come wrapped. The burrito is placed on a hot plate. And it may have.
Is a fajita.
That is what? No. So you can get burritos on a hot plate. You might have a lump of guacamole and a beef taco on the side on a full plate if they've done it properly. That burrito, I think is in its own right something special because you can pour queso all over it.
Nice.
Yeah. There's a particular Tex-Mex place called Chewy's that does that. But the burrito, that burrito is enclosed. Their biggest you'll face burrito is enclosed.
Right, but also more traditional Tex-Mex places with better queso also do it.
Better queso than Chewy's. They don't have a Chewy's up in Wisconsin either, do they?
No Chewy's.
Wisconsin is just, man. Is it still covered in snow? It's
it was
September,
83
October.
and sunny today. 83 and sunny. 20 degrees above normal.
When I visited Madison, it was August.
I live right by Madison.
Yeah, I woke up in the morning in August. It was 57 degrees, and I went for a run around the lake.
Yeah,
What do you mean sucks? That was fucking gorgeous. Because here in Houston, at the same time when I woke up in Madison, Wisconsin, the same time in Houston, it was 92 degrees.
I love the heat, man. So I
Of course,
don't like when it cools down.
of course, when there's 90 inches of snow and you have ice quakes on the lake and all that shit. Yeah, I get that. When your face hurts when you go get the mail because the air is trying to kill you.
We get messages from the city water company, and they'll say, just leave your faucets run. We won't charge you because the lines will freeze up. I'm like, holy shit. They're like, I mean, it's crazy, right?
And
like,
that's for only 6 months out of the year.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. We're not going to charge you, this month, or we have some average or whatever. Just let it run.
Meanwhile, in Texas, when it snows, they say, sorry, you're going to get charged an extra $200 for the month of February. Sucks to be you. You didn't use any electricity for 2 weeks, but we're going to charge you an extra $200. Sorry. Fuckers.
Yeah. Okay. So Bull Rush 4570 is a little bit concerned. He's asking, have we ever had a Freebirds burrito? But obviously,
have we?
Absolutely, it's delicious.
My definition of a perfect burrito actually comes from the Freebirds burrito. The way they construct them is like perfect. It's got just the right amount of refried beans and cheese and rice, and the extra toppings are kind of a bonus. And it's the right size. It's like that big, right about that big, and it's just the perfect size, shape. Yeah, they're world famous for a reason. That reason is marketing. They printed it on a sign. They're world famous,
but also they're really good
for the same reason that we are the national whiskey of Texas. It's because I said it is. That's why.
So one thing that's always worked for me, if I go into a Taco Bell late at night, is I say, listen, like, it's just been a really rough day, and I used to work at a Taco Bell, which I never did. Right, but I'm just doing the empathy thing. I'm like, I used to work. I'm
going to stop you right here, because nobody goes into a Taco Bell late at night and says, listen. They go to a Taco Bell late at night and go, all right.
No,
look here, this is why I need.
I've got the Midas touch.
Of everything. Fucking load me up. Okay, go ahead.
And I got I've got the Midas touch, and I'll say, you could really help me out by just loading up some extra this and that. Do you have anything? Yeah, you can comp me. Can you throw in some? And they'll do it, like, right, because they want to be that person. I'll be like, listen, like, what's your name here? Because this, I'll fill out this thing, or I'll call the number. Chet, you're awesome, man. You're the reason why I come in here. Like, you always say hi and stuff like that. And I'll 5 minutes from now, this will be up, and someone will be calling you, telling you you're promoted, and it works every time. I don't know. It's probably grifting. Maybe I shouldn't admit that, but I can always, like, 99% success in almost any environment. I can kind of parlay it into, you could do this, right? Like, this would make your day. Like, you could do this for me, couldn't you? And they're like, hell yes. We're supposed to hand out 5 sauces. Take the whole damn bag. Got 4 more in the back. Got friends, give them out. Thanks for coming in tonight. I'm like, no, thank you.
Yep. That's actually my biggest complaint about Taco Bell. When I go, well, other than their shitty food. Well, no, I can tolerate their shitty food because it's like priced right. But when you go to the window and they say, how many hot sauces do you want? I'm like, I need this many. And they give you 3.
You should see the size of the baggie.
Burritos, and you gave me 3 fucking hot sauces. What am I supposed to do? Parcel them out?
Right.
Give me the fuck. That's when I go in and I'll just take the whole damn thing and dump it in my bag and put it down. I look them like straight in the eye. I'm like, you did this. I don't need this many, but I'm taking them. Yeah. You could have just given me a dozen, but no, now I've got the whole container.
Right.
Better restock it.
and if their beans weren't so shitty, you wouldn't need so much hot sauce.
I know.
But oh god. And I also think half of their menu is basically drunk people going in and being like, "Hey, I want a bean burrito with Doritos. Can you put just like a shit ton of crunch them up and put Doritos on it and like some potatoes?" And they're like, "We got you, fam." Right. And then bam, up there, Dorito Burrito Supreme or whatever.
Tostada 4. Sounds good. Potatoes, sure. Do you still have the McFlurry No, that's McDonald's, but
That's
yeah,
another
we got
store.
this similar thing going on over here.
You got to go
Yeah,
down the
but
street,
the
and
McFlurry
their
machine is always
ice cream
broken.
machine is broken.
Yeah, our Taco Bell has a so when they put the drive-through in, like I don't know who the hell ever like laid this out, because it was like in an area that had plenty of land when they built this thing, and there's these hard right angles. So like if you have a normal size vehicle, you're taking out your you're scraping
Yeah,
up your
why
rim.
is that? I have that at my Taco Bell, and I'm angry.
I'm like, who in the hell? I mean, like, at what point do you say, hey, we have like a template for these, but let's revisit it, because nobody walks to Taco Bell drive-through, nobody bikes in or uses a motorcycle anymore. Like, I mean, and I'm kind of reverse engineering this. Like, weren't the original cars in the 70s bigger? Like, wouldn't this have been but no, I mean, I'm like, I'm doing these, got all the cameras on. I'm trying to like scope it out, hiring people to be up ahead, like wave me off if I'm about to go in the wrong direction. You put flares out, you're marking everything, and you still end up taking out, $500 alloy rim and stuff like that. I'm like, who the hell? I don't. You should get like a certificate when you get. It's a driver's test, like, right? If you can get through that. I'm like, was my coordination off here? Did I have some problem with that? There's something that just went wrong.
I think you've hit on the exact.
And you can probably parallel park a semi.
I'm like, Christ's sakes! I've driven on a frozen lakes and spun the car with this emergency brake, and this thing just completely disables me like in 5 seconds. I'm like, and I can't get out of the car because I can't open up the door to like get. You're just like, I just gotta do it. Screw it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I've been there. I've examined the drive-through lanes of various places and been like, at certain times of the morning, right. And been like, no, I'm not that fucking hungry.
It's weird that isn't more thoroughly. I was just reading a couple days ago. Somebody died. It was like a McDonald's drive-through because they dropped a credit card, and they went down to get it, and their car lurched forward, and they got killed. They got crunched in. But then in the article it says this happens on a regular basis, like throughout drive-throughs. Like when people drop things, they reach down and
this happens on a regular basis.
And I'm like, whoa, like that seems
car in a park.
No, but it seems like this would be something that would be addressed. Like you'd have some way that. I'm kind of like, there are times when you kind of fumble the exchange.
Oh, hang on, Doc. You had 26 kids get shot in an elementary school. You think they're going to give a shit about like a half dozen people who get their heads popped off at a McDonald's drive-thru? I mean, come on.
They're going to care way more about that.
McDonald's can cover that. They'll make that go away.
They're going to gripe the lawyers for putting warning labels on everything.
Wouldn't you just design? I mean, wouldn't you just design it differently though? Right?
Put a warning on the credit card. Caution may cause your head to pop off if you drop it.
I've always been like, oh God, if the handoff isn't perfect, if there's a fumble here, I'm always using the credit card I care the least about. If I have to call and cancel it.
Oh, I dropped it. It's gone forever.
Here's my Frontier credit card. I'll never redeem the points on this thing anyway. Like that's the one that comes out.
And that's why we can't have automated
off of it. Right.
Because we don't know who to blame when we accidentally get our head popped off by Jesus.
That's why we all need digital currency. That's why Bitcoin's taking off. It started in a Taco Bell drive-thru. That was really.
That's hilarious.
They're like, son of a bitch! I don't want to. I can't pay in cash.
Will you accept 1/100th of a Bitcoin?
Well, can I just like
5,000 tacos?
Can I just send it over to you? Sure, why not? You could be the guy. Like, would you just accept this? Sure.
It's way easier just to accept heads getting popped off by doors when they drop their credit cards. That's what it is. It's just easier for them to accept that than it is for them to accept Bitcoin. And that tells you about the technological savvy of the no offense to the cashiers at Taco Bell, but that tells you about the technological savvy of they're watching.
Taco Bell also has like a really high drive-through, right? Like that's my experience. Like you're always it's like the old pharmacist. Remember, you'd go in and be in a pulpit and stuff like that, and giving the medicine down. It's like I'm like, why are we not more on a level here? Why, you know,
Uh.
why this positionality that you hold the
Dude.
tacos over me?
Because they're the tacos.
I could go to McDonald's and see eye to eye. Damn it. I don't need to be subjected to feeling inferior after I leave.
If they know they're
Feeling
better than
plebeian.
you, you're coming to the Taco Bell for the
It's the only
59
way Taco Bell can elevate themselves.
We'll set it on the top of your car. I knew I
They-
should have
they-
got a sedan.
They
damn
know
it.
why you're there. They know why you're there. They know what you're doing. They're gonna give you. They're gonna look down on you. They're gonna give you your shitty burrito. And they're gonna give you 3 hot sauces, and you're gonna just suck it
Right.
up and enjoy it, and spread those 3 hot sauces over 8 burritos and like it. Deal with it. And they're gonna mock you the whole way home. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, we just gave him 3. What's that guy doing in the lobby with that entire container? Oh shit." Well, I guess he got the better of us. Whoops.
Joe's not kidding. So the last time we bottled at the distillery,
That's right. We did that.
he and Carl went and got burritos from Taco Bell, and I opened up the box, and there is like this gigantic pile of their, sauce, their fire sauce packets.
And
And
hot
I'm
sauce.
just sort of like, did they do this? Joe's like, no, I had to go inside and get an appropriate amount of sauce. It's like,
Well, an inappropriate amount. An intentionally
oh, you know what?
inappropriate
It
amount.
wasn't burritos. It was tacos.
It was tacos. It was their party pack of tacos. What is it? 12 tacos for $15 or whatever that garbage is that they sell. It's almost meat. But yeah, they gave me it was a dozen tacos, and they gave me something like 6 or 8 hot
Right.
sauces. I'm like, that's not even. I don't. It's like they're hoarding it. Like
That's the
it's
difference
special
between,
or
like,
some shit. Like if their food wasn't so shitty, we wouldn't need hot sauces. But cough them up, guys.
I feel like I'm blessed to live by the Taco Bell that I live by, because they're always like, "What sauce do you want?" And I'm like, "Fire." And then they're like, "How much?" And I'm like, "A lot."
Wow.
But they give
And they
you, like,
just do it.
4 fistfuls of
Yeah, like a good handful.
Yeah.
That is-
Well, in their defense, usually they do what they're asked to do when they give you, but sometimes they don't. And when they don't, that's when I go in and I
Just
take
go
the
in
entire
and take it
container.
and flip them
Fuck
off.
those guys.
You don't have to flip them off though.
It's not
That's not
special.
nice.
It's just hot sauce. I mean, geez, it's vinegar and Tabasco. It's not anything special. God dang. Sorry. Anyway,
But I love Taco Bell. Why?
why do we keep going back to them? It's such
I
a
don't
good
know,
story.
but I love them.
It's
I love a good burrito, but
It's
also I
cardboard and
love
dog
Taco
meat.
Bell.
Why do we
Right.
keep going back? I'm sorry, I can't say it's cardboard and dog meat. It's only 87% dog meat. It's cardboard and mostly dog meat. And horse. And probably some cow too. I gotta be at least fair, or my legal advisor will have an aneurysm get another cease and desist letter. Put it up there with all the others. And then I'll have an entire show about why I can't talk about taco. I can't say the rest of it. And then
Wow. In my career timeline, this will be known as the night my career imploded.
oh, don't worry about it. Nobody's watching.
You're like, hey, remember when Doc was on that show and then everybody kind of went down in the Taco Bell's thing? Chipotle was part of that too, right?
He's an expert
it's
about
kinda
stuff,
together.
right? Speaking of
Yeah, that
chaos,
was a weird fear for that guy's timeline. Well, we all go down at some point, right? It's inevitable. But
well,
yeah.
we do have one
Yeah,
instant
that's-
review. The show is awesome. Surfer
This
Squad.
guy's there, or whoever this person is single-handedly applauding and just yelling. Keep it up, whoever you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's-
and while you're at it, while
that's
you're
good.
here, don't forget to hit the subscription button down there in the bottom left hand, whatever
Yes,
corner
Joe.
that is. Then Sam's corner.
So that's going to be the thing on your Joe Bear challenge that's going to take you down, is having appeared on the show and
Oh, that's a
and
legal
Taco
term.
Bell.
I recognize legal terms.
Yes.
If y'all need it, I will send you a certificate certifying you as experts from the burrito certification. And-
So, that's going to be the thing on your Joe Bear challenge that's going to take you down, is having appeared on the show and
I recognize legal terms. If you need it, I will send you a certificate certifying you as experts from the burrito certification. or the Burrito Institute of Certifications, I think is what I called it. Whatever.
Yeah. You know, no. I didn't have my first burrito or taco until I was in college.
Wow.
I lived in a potatoes and spam family, right? You know, like,
Wow.
and my roommates were like, hey, like, you know, let's go here after, like, you know, basketball or something. I'm like, whoa, like, I don't know, you know, because it had always been portrayed as like, don't eat Mexican food, like it's not whatever.
Subversive.
So, and anyway, so I had like my first burrito was a Taco Bell, and I was like, oh my God, this is great. So then I was just like, you know, addicted because I missed out on 20 years of Taco Bell. And but yeah, like it was crazy. Yeah.
I'm
I
sad
had a
for you.
similar experience with spam. I didn't have spam until after I graduated from high school, but before I went to college, I did not have that same reaction.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoy spam, but I am sad for you, David, that the height of your taco experiences is like, I missed 20 years of Taco Bell. It's
we have a really good taco, a really good Mexican restaurant in my
the landscape of Mexican like there's great Mexican restaurants.
Yeah, like to me that represented it. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mexican restaurants in Houston, it's not like Mexican restaurants were like third generation Mexican restaurants. It's like she just got here, like Thursday, and they opened up a restaurant on Friday, and it's like this place is great. Well, it's great. It's authentic Mexican food in the sense that most of the people in Mexico are really poor, and it's really like greasy, bad meat food.
Right.
And it's great when it's like 3 a.m. and you've had all the whiskey and you're just like, I need something greasy to settle my stomach and get myself home.
Yeah.
Some of these places are fantastic. When it's like the Tex-Mex stuff, it's a little bit different, but like the high-end Mexican food where you get like sirloin fajitas, like that's not authentic Mexican food in any stretch of the imagination. Like it's more like goat meat fajitas are probably more authentic than like sirloin, but damn, they got some good.
Is that's
the
tradition?
Skirt steak is
it is
like
cheap.
Mexico City stuff, but
no.
I will be right back.
That's fair. We'll wait for you, Sam.
Oh, so
no, we're waiting on Sam.
We're at Pizza Hut?
No, I'm kidding.
The Pizza Hut in my town, like you get a delivery from Pizza Hut. It's not only the pizza, but it's like plates, it's napkins, it's Parmesan, it's everything. I mean, it's like utensils. I mean, they go all out. I mean, you don't even have to ask for it. They assume you have you're
ordering pizza, so you need help.
You have and it's weird because I'm like, I have a fork, like I have one of these at home. I've seen this before. I know what this is, and they're like, no, it's yours. It's yours. Just take it. It's yours.
Yeah,
it comes with the deal. I'm like,
the Pizza Hut near my old house. You ordered pizza, and like it was maybe a half mile away. It wasn't particularly far. You could walk to it and pick up your food and get back home, but it would be an hour and a half later, and they would just like throw it at your doorstep, like ring your doorbell, toss it at your doorstep. And by the time you got there, they were already driving down the street. They did not give a shit.
Different experience here. Maybe it's just it's a Wisconsin thing. I don't know.
I mean, the Godfathers down the street from my house here, they know my name. You know, we have a regular pizza night. They're like, hey, we haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. I'm like, that's depressing.
So one time,
Jesus,
at the pizza place, you know, the unlimited toppings.
Yeah.
So that's really a scam, right? Because when you get in there, eventually they get to a point when they're like, that's it. You can't put anything else on because then it falls off in the oven.
Yeah, your pizza can't fit any more food.
That's bullshit. Like it says unlimited toppings, and like that's not exactly true advertising. And I haven't even asked for everything.
Yeah.
But they were like
the bottomless spaghetti bowl at Olive Garden is the same way, where it's like a plate of spaghetti, then it's like a dish of spaghetti, then it's like a bowl of spaghetti, then it's like a little thimble of spaghetti, then it's like a finger of spaghetti, and they're like, when are you gonna leave?
It falls off in the oven. Bullshit. Like you've accounted for that. That's a company line you're telling me right there. That's first day training stuff. I used to work here, damn it. I remember telling people that, but I know if you're pushed, like you'll do it.
Yeah.
So come on. More sausage on there. put some more cheese, but
Yeah, they can do it if they wanted to.
limited, unlimited toppings.
That kind of falls into the whole like perfect burrito thing. If you overfill it, it pops at the seams. There's a limit.
David's not buying that.
I don't. Well, I mean, with pizza, at least you can pile it, but with a burrito, it's got to be contained inside the. There's measures of rationality that have to go into a burrito. You can't have infinite toppings and infinite fillings. There comes a point where you've had too much, where it's just like, no, you got to stop. You can't add more to that burrito. What you going to have? Lettuce and tomato and peppers and avocados and onions, and you can't do the garlic too. Oh my God, it's going to explode. It's like the wafer thin mint that you add into the burrito, and then it just explodes all over the restaurant. You just can't do that. You cannot do that with a burrito. You can do it with pizza. They're full of shit. You can do it with pizza. You cannot do it.
I mean, the pizza crust is foundational rather than
exactly. Now,
Right.
calzones, the little Italian burritos that they make, those they have limits. You cannot overpack a calzone, but you can you can absolutely just pile a damn pizza up to the sky. Pile it up, let it lean a little bit to the side, the leaning pizza.
Well,
You can do that. Come on, that was funny. Shut up.
That was good.
Okay, it wasn't funny. You don't have to patronize. All right, I think we've exhausted the topic, guys. Any more? I think we've determined the perfect burrito. Have we not? Not overstuffed. Definitely refried beans, cheeses. Different types of cheeses is fine. It can be melty. It can be sliced. Yeah, the rice, Spanish preferably. Well, if your preference is cilantro and whatever, do that. But rice, definitely rice, at least rice. Meats are optional. Veggies are to taste. But I think the three components that are necessary are the rice, the beans, and the cheese. And after that, everything else is just bonuses. But it also has to be contained, and it can't fall apart. If it falls apart, you've got a failed burrito. And now you just have a taco. Which is nothing wrong with that. But if you order a burrito and you get a taco, you should be legitimately pissed off.
I mean, that does sound like a Deceptive Trade Practice Act claim.
Sounds like lawyer terms.
Is there a force majeure that's going on here?
Right?
I know that's also
materials. You got to use more to compensate, and it's like I've never made it with this much tomato before. I don't know the effects it has on everything else.
I'm picturing the Seinfeld episode where they're like pushing the tank of gas to empty and keeping on the continuing to go. But instead of pushing the gas tank to empty, they're pushing the burrito to more full and more full and more full. And he's like, add some more lettuce. And you're like, sir, we can't add any more. He's like, no. Add peppers. We can't. Like one more jalapeno. We can't. All right.
Right.
Hot sauce. That'll go in the nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
Pour it on top. Sir.
You
were dancing close to the sun.
Right. We're off the charts. We're uncharted
this
territory.
Burrito is going to explode. I'm willing to take that risk.
Yeah. Start the cameras. No one's done this before.
And they wrap
Get
it
off
up.
drive-thru. Get over here and film this.
It's like pulsing in the
film this. Don't stream it.
Oh my God. Anyway. David, I appreciate you joining us today. This was fun.
So is every show about burritos? Because I think it'd be hard to continue this.
No, every show is about general nonsense.
Okay. I'm like, this is a weird.
I have a whole list of nonsense shit that we're going to go to. In fact, one show we're going to do this season is going to be a Brussels sprouts challenge. 2 weeks ago, I did the Pocky One Chip Challenge. And I have made no secret in my history about how Brussels sprouts are evil and they're the worst. And the best way to prepare them is with extra oil, so they slide right off the plate into the trash. Easy peasy. Eat better food. They're trash. They're garbage. Don't eat Brussels sprouts. But with that said, one of the shows we do this year will be a Brussels sprouts challenge where my lovely wife will make 3 different plates of Brussels sprouts. different ways. Everybody says cook them with bacon grease. I'm like, ruin bacon with Brussels sprouts. Ugh. Anyway,
Bacon.
Ooh, I don't know.
we will
It's
cook
pretty
3
good.
different plates of
Oh.
Brussels sprouts, and I will eat them
I love
live
Brussels
on the stream.
sprouts, actually.
and not throw up. And if I manage to eat all 3 plates without throwing up, then she will do something nice for me off screen.
Ooh,
She doesn't know the second part of that challenge.
Wow.
But
that's
part.
good incentive for you, though.
Yeah, I can choke down a couple of Brussels sprouts for. I'm not going to finish that statement, but yeah, well, no, maybe later.
So Joe, so today I go in for oil change with my car, right?
All right.
And bought my car new January of 2019, and the dealer says, "Listen, we will buy it back for the price that we sold it to you in 2019. Like today, we'll give you that right now." And I said, "Okay, but I like the car, and the problem is like you have no other vehicles." They're like, "Damn it, you figured it out." But seriously, I'm like, weird. I mean, this is just insane, right? This doesn't make sense. This zero depreciation. Like, what else do you want here? Like, what else? Furniture? What do we have that we can give to you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, I don't know. I didn't plan for this type of negotiation. Take it. It's yours. Christ, you want it? You've been watching the TV. It comes off the wall. We'll put it in the car. I'm like, well, I'm selling it if I give you the car. We'll drive it to your house. We'll set it up. And anything's yours. We need the car.
Yeah.
And then the negotiation stopped, and they're like, "We're taking the car. We've got the keys already, and you had your opportunity." I'm like,
we are no longer negotiating.
We're no longer negotiating. You're carless.
Is dead.
See how that turned on you? So it's kind of a lesson to people watching the show here. Like, you got to know when it kind of goes sideways, like right before then to stop.
Yeah,
because
they
I'm
are desperate for new cars. I
could have walked out of here with the money, burritos, furniture, and a TV.
Yeah. And
nothing.
And that is also a good analogy for most live streams that most people don't know when to stop. We are, and speaking of which, we are at the 1 hour and 52 mark, which means we will not have a chance to finish with the Unhinged Chronicles like I hoped we would do.
What are we gonna
nor will we have time to do the very fun exercise of, is this a conspiracy or is it nonsense?
Right.
We'll have to save that for next week.
Yes, we'll have to save that. And I did get a little of the Unhinged Chronicles sneaked in there.
All right. Yeah, you did. We did sneak in, and I was able to do the panel a couple of times. But Tuna has never had Spam. And you can see the comment there. Tuna has never had Spam. He doesn't know what it tastes like. Does it kind of taste like bologna?
I never tested meat in a can.
It's never really, it's hard to describe because it's not bologna, it's spiced ham. It's processed, spiced, canned ham. It tastes like, what the hell does it taste like? It tastes like Spam. It tastes like
Spam.
Yeah. It's not like as salty and spicy as like salami. Spicy is not the word for it. Savory, I guess, as salami, but it's like, God damn, we've been talking about burritos for an hour.
It's ground up and it's kind of slippery.
Yeah, it tastes mostly like ham. I mean, I usually fry it. I put it on the skillet.
Oh, the one time I had it, it was some guy had brought it for lunch I was a tour guide at a cavern, and he had his little Ritz cracker and his American cheese slices that were individually wrapped, and then this can of Spam. And so it was cracker cheese.
All right.
It was interesting.
I think my microphone is working again.
Kind of, but not really.
Yeah, it's working. Okay.
Yeah,
Trust
I mean,
the numbers,
you sound like you're in
I see on the screen.
Or a cavern. I was just talking about a cavern. That's what you sound like. You were not paying attention to me.
All right, there we go. Sorry about that. My microphone died.
Okay. Wow.
All right. Well, David, plug your stuff. Tell me what you got.
Sure.
We're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah. Safetyphd.com. You'll go to a website which probably still has been hacked by a pharma company, which it actually was. I had to contact GoDaddy, so it wasn't linking out to Cialis. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if you get. So GoDaddy's like, oh yeah, we're sorry this happens. I'm like, fix it. That's why I pay you. But my book, this is the 2019 School of Errors, and with Danny Woodburn, remember from Seinfeld, right here. And then yeah, anyway, safetyphd.com. The PBS presentations, if you really want to understand what's happening in schools, K through 16, the behind the scenes, I'm your guy because I have nothing to lose at this point. And I'm your truth broker, right? I am Smokey trying to get the Coors out of Colorado. So but yeah. Da-da-da.
Awesome. All right.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.
Lisa, is my microphone working?
No.
Don't really know.
Of course not. All right. Sam,
Yes.
you can hear me. Good. Plug your shit.
I do acrylic pours. I am actually getting back into pouring right now after taking a bit of a break. And I actually released a video today, which I can link in private chat.
Is it in private chat? Where can I find private chat?
It is now.
Oh, there it is.
I'll
Awesome.
see it.
Hey Doc, give me your page, and I will put it in the comments as well, so people can give you a follow.
Okay. Yeah, and then here's the Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, that's the Twitter handle there. All right, everybody, we're doing like stuff in like 3 screens, so like be patient and shit. There it is. There's the Twitter handle. Is that what it is? Yeah, there's this Twitter handle for David, our resident expert in chaos, which is what I do best. If it weren't for chaos, I wouldn't have like a thing to do.
That's
I mean,
okay.
geez.
That, you know.
I was going to a music festival and decided to have a burst pipe instead. If that's not the definition of chaos, well, I clearly don't know what chaos is. And that's fair. That's entirely fair. Lisa, I mean, plug your shit.
Please spay and neuter your pets so I don't end up with any more cats. Okay?
And Eric
Wait.
heard.
Yeah, David doesn't know this.
Yeah, Lisa has like 75 cats. She kidnaps them and keeps them hostages.
Not them.
She kidnaps
Well,
them and keeps them
showed up after
hostage
the
until they
pandemic
like her.
started.
She goes on the prowl and she finds people's cats and she snatches them. That's not entirely true. She lurks around her apartment complex and kidnaps little baby kittens, and
That was just
puts
one.
out puts out food. And she's also my legal advisor, and I appreciate all the help and work that you do to keep me out of jail and out of court in general.
I am also the chief bottle labeler at the
Yes.
distillery.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
She is the chief bottle labeler. Fun fact: we got our new labels, our latest batch of labels in to the shop on Wednesday, and the back labels that we got were an off color. So there are 3 cases of whiskey out in the wild with an unusual color pattern on the back label. If anybody's in the Texas area and they find a whiskey bottle that has an unusual label scheme on the back, we'll give you a free drink if you bring it into the shop or something. I guess. I don't know. We'll do something about it. Just show me the bottle and I'll be like, cool, here's a drink.
Okay.
I mean, no purchase required. Some conditions apply. What are all the legal things I have
Legal
to say?
stuff.
Some conditions apply. Terms and conditions may change when you actually attempt to redeem your prize or something. Is that right?
Yeah, Neverland Distillery is not open to the public.
Oh, there's that too. There is that. Yeah, just bring the bottle to some random HEB and they'll take care of you. Am I allowed to do that?
If you sell it, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
just
supposed
go
to
some
be here.
random-
Yeah, no. We'll accommodate him.
All right, well, guys, I thoroughly appreciate y'all coming on the show. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for the fantastic conversation, and y'all are always welcome back on the show. You're absolutely 100% welcome to come back anytime. And David, we'll have you back for a special show. Sam will have you back for a special
Thanks.
show.
Thanks.
And Lisa, we'll have you back next week.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
All right, well, then get out of here. Let me close the show. Or y'all can stay in the green room. I'll see y'all in a minute. Don't go far. All right, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers, sisters, children of all ages, this has been the third episode of the the Old Humble Happy Hour version 2.0. Thank you all for stopping in and visiting with us through technical difficulties and whatnot and all the stuff that we did. Cheers, and we will see you next week when we discuss, I don't know, whatever the hell comes up. Maybe K-pop? I don't know. We'll see. Cheers. Good night.